Skippy the Bush Kangaroo is an Australian television series created by Australian actor John McCallum, produced from 1967 to 1969 about the adventures of a young boy and his intelligent pet kangaroo, and the various visitors to the fictional Waratah National Park in Duffys Forest, near Sydney. 91 30-minute episodes were produced. Additionally, a full-length movie titled Skippy and The Intruders was released to theaters in 1969. The show was filmed in color, and after airing in its home country, it was shown in the United Kingdom, Canada and the Netherlands, where it was first screened between 1969 and 1972. The Nine network readily repeated the series several times after Australian television switched to colour transmission in 1975. 2016 marks the 50th anniversary of Skippy, and 2017 marks the 50th anniversary of Skippy being filmed on location at Waratah Park. International screenings. The Australian series was one of the most heavily exported programs. It was broadcast in all Commonwealth countries, including in Canada, where it was adapted in Quebec for the standard French market as Skippy le Kangaroo. The series was also widely distributed in Ghana, where it aired weekly on the GBC. It was dubbed into Spanish in Mexico, where it is known as Skippy el Kangaroo, and has been seen in most Spanish-speaking countries, including Cuba and Spain, where it became very popular. In Germany, it was known as Skippy das Bush Kangaroo. The series crossed the Iron Curtain and was aired in Czechoslovakia and the Soviet Union in the 1970s and 1980s, and is still being broadcast in Iran. The show was popular in Scandinavia. Indeed, in Norway, a chain of shopping centers were named in honor of the program. In Latin America, it broadcast in free TV in 1970s, in pay TV via Sundance Channel. Cast. The main characters were Ed Devereux as Matt Hammond, the head ranger of Waratah National Park; Gary Pankhurst as Sonny Hammond, Matt's younger son; Ken James as Mark Hammond, Matt's elder son; Tony Bonner as Jerry King, flight ranger; Liza Goddard as Clarissa Clancy Merrick, the teenage daughter of a ranger stationed at another section of the park, when her father is transferred to a park in northern New South Wales. Matt invites Clancy to stay with the Hammond family so that her music studies are not disrupted by the move north. John Warwick as Sir Adrian Gillespie, head of the NSW National Parks Board; Elke Neidhart as Dr. Anna Steiner, a German doctor and playing a support role; Morgan Brain as Sergeant Berna Gillies. Skippy was played by at least 9 different kangaroos. Episodes. Plot and setting. The show's star was Skippy, a wild female eastern grey kangaroo befriended by Sonny Hammond, youngest son of the head ranger of Waratah National Park. The stories revolved around events in the park, including its animals, the dangers arising from natural hazards, and the actions of visitors. The boy's mother is said to have died shortly after Sonny was born. The series was shot in northern Sydney at the Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park and the adjacent Waratah Park. Permission to film and build structures in the park was given by the then NSW Minister for Lands, Tom Lewis, before shooting of the series began in 1967. To showcase the new NSW National Parks and AMP Wildlife Service government department he had just established, the clicking sounds made by Skippy are vocal sound effects, rather than the natural vocalizations of a kangaroo, with chocolate, chewing gum or grass and in some cases, an elastic band around the lower jaw, used to make Skippy move her mouth. Between 9 and 15 kangaroos were used for each show. The apparent manual dexterity was often achieved by using separate arms in the hands of human operators. In 1969, a movie-length Skippy and The Intruders was released. The Adventures of Skippy. The series was revived in 1992 as the short-lived The Adventures of Skippy. This revival series focused on the now-adult Sonny Hammond, having followed in his father's footsteps by becoming a ranger at a wildlife park, who now had his own family and a pet kangaroo named Skippy. This version also aired on Animal Planet in 1997, and is currently airing in the US on TBN Smile of a Child Children's Network. Later history. In 1998, an animated spin-off series was produced, titled Skippy, Adventures in Bushtown. It featured the anthropomorphic kangaroo Skippy as a park ranger. In 1999, Skippy starred in advertisements for the chocolate confectionery Rolo cookies. In September 2008, actor Tony Bonner sued the production company seeking residuals from merchandising and DVD sales from the series. On the 17th of September 2009, a documentary, Skippy, Australia's first superstar, was broadcast on the ABC in Australia and the BBC in the UK. The documentary was produced by WA-based documentary production company Electric Pictures. Also in 2009, the Nine Network began to rerun the series in a graveyard slot in the early hours of the morning. In 2013, 9 started showing Skippy at 6:30 a.m. In popular culture, the original series was parodied in a recurring sketch as part of the British comedy series Goodness Gracious Me under the title Skip and the Punjabi Kangaroo. The parody redubbed scenes from the original Skippy.